a velocity equation. So change in volume over change in time equals to 20 sine pi 35t. Now, firstly, it asks for you when the volume stops changing. So what it means is that when dv over dt equals to 0, so let's say 0 equals to 20 sine pi over 35t. Now, to make this 0, sine pi over 35t will have to be 0, which means that this part will have to be 0 to pi and so on. Now, the first one after 0 will be 2 pi. So for pi 35 t equals to 2 pi t will have to be 70, and the original time is 8:55 plus 70. It should be 10:05. That's the first time after 0 minute when the water level stops changing. Now, second part of it, 2. We're looking for the volume equation describing a volume. We have to find that. So we haven't been given the rate of change equation, which is sine pi 35. Okay, we have to integrate it. So volume equals to integration of 20 sine pi over 35 t with respect to time. So some basic integration of trigonometric functions. So it's minus 35 over pi 20 cos pi 5t plus c will equal to so it's 7 minus 700 pi 20, so cos pi 35t plus c. Now we have to find the c, the constant value here. Notice that it says at the start the the value of the volume is 0. So 0 has to equal to 700. So when t equals to 0, this water volume is also 0. So cosine 5 times 0 plus c. So obviously pi over 35 times 0 is 0. So 0 equals to minus 700 pi cosine 0 plus c. And if you remember, cosine 0 is 1, so c will have to be equal to, so c plus minus 700 over pi will have to be 0, which means that c is 700 over pi. So the complete equation of volume in respect of time will be volume 700 cosine pi over 35t plus 700 over pi. So that's pretty much it. Now the last part, the volume, when the volume reaches the maximum. Of course, the most straightforward way to find it is that since we already have the volume equation, which is minus 700 over pi cosine pi over 35t plus 700. Notice that this cosine of something can only be between minus 1 and 1. Obviously, for this to be, if this becomes 1, then minus 700 over pi times 1 is still minus 700 over pi, and plus the positive 700 over pi will give you 0. If it's negative 1, then it becomes 700 over pi plus 700 over pi. That gives you the largest possible value. So v equals to minus 700 pi times minus 1 plus 700 over pi, which is 1400 over pi. And that's largest possible volume. I hope it answers your question.